Welcome to the Quick Stop F1 podcast. My name is Nyasha and you could have been anywhere in the world, but you're here with us. We appreciate that. Joining me as ever is my co-host, co-founder, the one, the only, diversity tour queen, modest, humble. Oh my God. It's the one and only Tandy Samanda. Oh.
You don't know what's really pissing me off now.
What's pissing you off?
The fact that we've restarted this so many times, and when we were having that conversation, you started it off like, last year I looked like I was in Saddam Hussein. It was giving wanted. Now look at me. Yeah. The world will humble you.
Yeah, it will humble you. Like, do you know what I mean? You know when you don't have the perfect conditions to pod, and then your co-host is sticking it in. And you're like, I'm just trying to be great here. I'm trying to help build. And then lo and behold, it's a Christmas fucking miracle, bruv. I'll tell you that for sure. Santa put you on a naughty list. I'll tell you that for free.
Karma comes at you hard, guys. Go on.
Yeah, no worries. Well, look, thank you guys for tuning in. If you're watching on YouTube, please give us a like and subscribe. Thank you to all our likers and the subscribers. Really appreciate it. And the commenters. I love the YouTube comments.
I love the comments. You guys are hilarious. I love the people who watch us, even though they hate us. I feel like you hate us because you ain't us, you know? And that's fine. Like, do you know what I mean? But that's fine.
Responding to you guys as well. I love the engagement you give us. So please continue to comment underneath because you guys are awesome. And obviously, if you're listening on Apple, give us a review. They really help. If you're listening on Spotify, please give us a 5-star rating. And also, you can comment now on Spotify. So I'm going to go through the Spotify and see if people comment on it and say hello. Because I guess,
you can comment on Spotify.
Bruv, I didn't even fucking know. I didn't even know. I went to Spotify backend. I went to Spotify backend. I was like, oh my God, there's freaking comments on here. Like, so thank you for that. At some point, I'll dig out the Spotify stats. They are good. So yeah, thank you. But I think we're on track to be like, I haven't looked at this podcast downloads for a bit. I think we're on track to be like at around 60K like downloads this year, which is insane to think. Like we've filled out a stadium tour, stadium fucking tour of downloads. Like, do you know what I mean? For little old us. Like, do you know what I mean? So thank you so much to everyone who tunes in and listens. Tandy, it is the end of the season. Max Verstappen is world champion. Yeah.
Yay!
I don't know. It's you know what? A round of applause for Max Verstappen.
You have a better applause button than that. You actually didn't have to do that. You have a way better applause button than that.
Oh, fine. Where is it?
No.
That was the sad one.
I thought we had a weaker one than...
That's the weak one.
Oh. It's very sad.
There you go.
And then we have one we could do one where it's giving like 3 people turned up to the show, including the janitor.
Let's me and you. Max Verstappen world champion. McLaren, constructors champions. Well done. 26 years in the bomber clock making. Jesus Christ.
26 years.
Tandy, were you even alive when McLaren won their last world championship? I think you were. It was August, what?
16 years ago.
December 98. How old are you then?
I was 1.
1 year old. Look at that.
1.
Tandy's waited a whole life. A whole fucking life.
I was 1, teething, probably eating solids. I started crawling and talking at 9 months. Actually, I started walking at 9 months.
Yeah.
I was a child genius. Some will say, like, me being such a genius influenced McLaren to pull their socks up.
Yeah.
but they've never done anything so remarkable until this year.
Yeah. Genius fulfilled. Huh? Don't piss me off. And what else happened? Oh, yeah. And Lewis Hamilton has come to the end of his time with Mercedes, the end of an era. This guy has been driving Mercedes-powered engines since 2007. I think I saw on the list, I think they're even talking about when they were backing him from back in the day. So we're looking at, potentially, I think they were saying 26-year relationship of how long they've backed him from karting all the way to his final race in Abu Dhabi last week on Sunday. Tandy, quickly, before we get to Lewis Hamilton, thoughts on the 2024 season. How did you find it? Some are calling it a classic. Some are calling it was overblown hype. As someone within the sport who's had to comment on the sport, you've watched a lot of seasons yourself. How have you found it?
3 words: messy. I don't know if this is the right word, pre-ejaculation, but I'll explain in a sec. And
why would you give this is like a fucking and Yuki Tsunoda? Okay, 4 words, but we'll take it. Okay, Tandy, could you explain why you said pre-ejaculation for this season? Just for anyone who didn't quite get that, metaphor. If it wasn't obvious,
Yeah. So I just felt like we thought the climax was going to come quite late.
Yeah.
It peaked too early.
Peaked way too early.
And then the rest of the months we were just being dragged by our ears involuntarily.
Yeah. It's like, you know what I mean? Yeah, it's like when you meet your babe and you talk a good game. You're like, you guys are texting. You're like, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. And then, it gets to it and it's erectile dysfunction time. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, we were erectile dysfunction.
Dysfunction time,
how many do have erectile dysfunction?
Everyone gets it. It happens to everyone.
Everybody gets it. But I feel like we were promised something, particularly from McLaren.
Yeah.
And Lando Norris. And a few other people, like a few of the newbies promised us something and we just didn't get it.
What's that Cameron Viagra called? Pink horsepower.
Pink horsepower.
That's what, because we thought Max Verstappen and the man were going to go limp. We were like, this guy's not got it. And
so we were like, get the honey packs.
Do you know what I mean? Hard as fuck. Going for hours. When will this guy stop? And also, that's the nicest thing I said about Max Verstappen in years. Clip that. They're not going to clip that though, are they? No, for sure.
Overall, a good year for Max, obviously. When is it never a good year when you add another notch to your lies, basically, your throne of lies, or your throne of controversy, like I'm saying.
Yeah.
And then him coming out as a dad now, that's beautiful. By the way, on that matter,
that's beautiful.
Yeah. On that matter,
to Max on being a father.
Yeah, man.
You're a dad now.
Yeah, fatherhood is a beautiful thing. And I think I saw a few crazies online being like, oh my gosh, imagine having Yoss as your dad. Shut up, man. A child is a blessing. Shut up. Get a job, get off the internet. The man's a dad. Okay, cool. We don't do that. We don't condone that.
It's a bit big.
We don't condone that. Okay, I don't condone that.
No. It's a blessing. It's a blessing. And look, congratulations to the whole Verstappen family on that. Congrats to Kelly. If anyone, congrats to Kelly. You did it.
Congrats to Kelly.
Hey, she bought Bitcoin in 2013, bruv. She got in early. She saw my man as a youth and said, I've seen it. I've seen the future. And she's hit the fucking belly. And, I'm just saying, congratulations to her and her family. Not so much congratulations to the PK, actually. Fucking hell, Jos Verstappen and Nelson Piquet as your...
That is a very powerful duo. Like, obviously, you guys have to think about it. Like, you guys are like, oh my gosh, what a terrible... Your grandfathers aren't going to treat you like they treat you fucking peasants online, okay? Like, please be so fucking for real. Like, please, like, you guys are talking from a victim point of view. This is somebody talking from, like, these are my grandfathers. Like, piss off, man. Like, get a grip.
This kid's either going to be, like, the worst kid ever, respectfully, or, like, he's going to rebel big time and just be like, what's that little girl that does all the fucking... global warming shit.
And you, Greta Thunberg.
Yeah, it's just going to be a little version of that. Just like, it will be like a Just Stop Oil activist. Do you know what I mean? Like, chaining themselves on the motorway, just like protesting against the world. It's going well. The parents and the grandparents are too extreme for this kid to just turn out normal. Like, do you know what I mean? Respectfully,
grandma is
going to be woke as fuck, says Tash. This kid's gonna like, he's gonna be like woke and look like Travis Kelce or whatever fucking Taylor Swift's.
Won't look like Travis Kelce. I think that kid will literally look like a combination of. No, let me not get me.
Max and Kelly. So, moving on. Yes, congratulations to Max for champion. Yeah, look, Lando, Dick Norris. Like, you promised a lot. And you did not deliver. However, you know what? Sometimes when you're younger, if we're going to take this metaphor further, which we probably shouldn't, but we're here now. Sometimes when you're younger,
we're doing it.
We're doing it. You got to practice. You know, you got to grow. You and your partner have got to learn how to work with each other. Him and McLaren, you know what? They're just a couple of kids, a couple of young bucks in love, fumbling around under the sheets. They don't know what the fuck they're doing. You know, they make mistakes. But they're learning and they're growing with each other into a beautiful relationship, which hopefully...
Into a beautiful union.
Which will be next year. You know, this year they were at school, they're fumbling around, they're doing it at house parties and fucking... during when the parents are leaving. Next year... In the bushes. Wow. In the bushes. And then,
but do you remember, I don't know if anyone remembers this, but there was a part when we were all in school when everyone would just come home for the weekend and be like, yeah, this happened in the bush. And I'd be thinking, why is everyone doing things in bushes? Or was that just my school?
I was just too scared to fuck in the bush. Like, I'm a black man living in a white area, like, you know, respectfully.
There you go.
You know,
I can't be doing that.
When you're like 15, that's a recipe for disaster.
You know what I mean?
Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't want to. Do you know what I mean? Dr. Uma wasn't about then. You know, there wasn't. I didn't even know. I didn't even fucking know. But luckily, my wits were like, this is so bad. So,
yeah.
Good luck to Lando.
He said, "This is so bad.
This is so bad." Good luck to Lando and McLaren. For next year. We'll discuss what we think about the season at large next week. Obviously, we've got the live show, we'll discuss that. But obviously, as we go into Christmas and New Year, and we'll discuss the season we've had, and we'll look forward to the season that is going to come. 2025 could be an all-timer if the cars converge as much as they have from Miami onwards. You know, it really could be a classic season. Look, let's talk about the undoubted star of the weekend. From the beginning to the end, it was all about one person. It was all about Lewis Hamilton, his relationship with Mercedes coming to an end after 26 years, of sponsorship and so forth. An emotional weekend, it was seen for everyone. Tandy, how did you take in Lewis Hamilton's final weekend with Mercedes? Were you emotional?
I was emotional.
How were you feeling?
I saw Athena tweet that she was like, thank God, like, he is not leaving, because I'm not ready for those sort of emotions, because it was quite emotional seeing him. I didn't think I was going to get emotional, though. But it was just emotional, man. The man 100% transcends beyond the sport. Like, we could have been celebrating McLaren. We could have been celebrating, Max's win, but we were literally just celebrating Lewis all day. Like, it was all about Lewis. No one was there. No one gave a fuck about no. Do you know what I mean? Like, he is beyond the sport. The celebs who came wanted to see Lewis, wanted to see him do this last Silver Arrows thing. he's better than all of you guys. Like, sorry to say that. Like, when you join Formula One as a driver, just know that you will never be Lewis Hamilton. Like, he is the it girl. It does not matter where he finishes on the grid. He is the it girl.
He is.
Mm-hmm.
That just reminded me of, bruv, I listened to like that Brat album the other day.
Oh yeah.
She's got slappers, bro.
365 Party Girl.
I'm son Julia. Some bangers on it. Anyway, Lewis Hamilton should have been in the 360 video. That's how much of an it guy he is. He is honestly like. I think that. How do I describe it? I was not emotional at all, considering how I feel about Lewis and everything, and. I think, honest to God, I think I just felt like a little bit of like relief, you know? Like I felt relief for him that finally he could close this chapter. It's, I think he actually said in his press conference or in something that it's like when you tell your girlfriend or your partner you're splitting up with them and you have to live with each other for a year afterwards. And as someone who has literally done that, I can definitely... I can attest to that.
I wish people would make a compilation for the amount of times you've made references to that situation, but okay. Okay.
I'm just saying. But look, I say it in a way, look, that was, and look, and the thing is, it was probably the same as this. Like, it was fine. We are, we're friends. Everything's fine. But it is like a long goodbye of awkwardness of like it's a process of like and for him to have told them in February that he was leaving last minute, leaving them in the lurch, them expecting to kind of drag out this season and probably leave him at the end of this season or maybe around summer with no drive to go somewhere else, with no options but to retire. And then they would have said, we're so sad to see Lewis go, almost forcing him into retirement, essentially, because there would have been no team for him to go to. But he did it on his terms. But as much as there was like a benefit of it being on his terms, the back part of that, or the bad part of that, was that he had to spend a year being shut out of meetings. Like he said in the quotes, he said, board members who took the decision bad were now saying, you'll always be part of the family. We've seen how the social media has been about, and we've seen like the mediocre kind of, content that we've got from Mercedes, compare it to like IWC who are bawling their eyes out. Them man are like, how are we going to sell these 40 grand watches now? We're fucked.
That's so true, isn't it? How the hell is George going to make them look good?
When the drivers have to put the watches on before they go on the podium and they do the interviews, they're like, George, don't even put that shit on, bro. Like,
George, don't style it with that.
Oh my
funny.
God. Petronas, probably the sponsor who loves him the most. Like, they've done a lot. Obviously, Tommy, they've done things. And, it's not just like the thousands of people that work in the factory. It's the sponsors. It's the board members. It's, it's the fans, of George Russell and the rest of F1. It's the media who have to, like, he's had to carry this burden on his own.
Yeah.
For like 9 months now. And on top of that, the car's been awful. He's obviously not got the same car as George in a way that, either he's volunteering to run experiments or they're deliberately putting shitty parts on him and whatever. They, and the scrutiny that comes with that. It's your last season. You want to do well. The qualifying's not going well because you don't really agree with the regulations and how these cars drive, but the car's shit anyway. So I just think I felt real relief for him at the end of that race, that A, it went brilliantly well, and B, that finally he can, like, obviously he's got a few sponsor things, but finally he can close that door and start to go through this fucking red door.
Yeah.
of like the greatest move in F1 to a team that cannot wait to have him there, to a fan base that on the whole can't wait to have him there for the money he's going to get, for the lifestyle he's going to get, for the increase to his brand he's going to do.
Which is
like, it's
money,
incredible.
cash, hoes. Is that appropriate?
For 2 weeks in a row. 2 weeks in a row. What is wrong with you?
Wait.
What is wrong with you? Are you trying to get us cancelled?
Wait.
What? You texted me about it last night in the middle of the night. Thank you. So, moving on.
Where in the world were you here with us? But okay. Okay.
So, that's how I felt about it. And that's how I felt about it. But, you know, it must have been really cool for you watching that vintage Lewis Hamilton performance. Like, how did you feel watching that performance on Sunday, starting in 16th? You know, I think there's two types of Lewis Hamilton we've seen in his career. I think we've seen, like, the barnstorming, pure pace. Almost if you look at, like... if you look at Belgium, for example, where he was just the fastest guy in the field by like 0.5 of a second, and like that is that type of Lewis. But this type of Lewis we saw where he's like on a different tyre strategy and he's looking after his tyres, and then he does a second stint, similar to what he did in Vegas, where he's just like absolutely on it. How did you feel seeing him going from 16th to 4th this weekend?
Yeah, you're very right in saying it was definitely like nostalgic Lewis. It was giving like, I think I was getting emotional. Yeah. Because it really took me back to watching Formula One in Channel 4, seeing this guy with a shaved head, barely their hairline, because this is before the hair transplant, barely their hairline, gap tooth, light skin, Hertfordshire accent, and like silver jumpsuit. That's what it really reminded me of. It was like, oh my God, we've actually really come so far with this kid. Like, and look at him now. Like he, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
What a beautiful moment. What a beautiful man. What a good person. I like that man. I don't know if you guys know this. I'm quite fond of him. He's a good man, Savannah.
He is. He looks great. You know what? It's actually crazy. Like, we're talking about you and I don't know if that's in this cut or not. Maybe it's, but we're talking about you and McLaren, and it's been 26 years and whatever. And like, obviously, I've supported Lewis Hamilton since he started in Formula One, and it's almost as if like, we're a few years apart, but with like. I've seen him grow into a man, and some of the things that he's kind of grown into and the things that he's done, I felt like I've kind of grown up with him in that,
Where's Lewis from?
Stevenage. So he's from like 40 minutes
so that's
down the road.
Hertfordshire,
yeah.
So you guys used to play out together really and truly, innit? Like he would come knocking on your door and be like, can Nyasha come out?
He'd just like, and I'd just be like, Lewis wasn't even out that much because he had to go karting all the time.
Yeah, he had to go karting and used to beg friendship and...
Yeah, well, let's not go there. So it's just cool, man. Like seeing him grow into the man he is today. I think for me, that period of time, do you remember that period of time where he started growing his hair and not the blonde phase, not the French Parisian phase, like the quiff and the
not the Bolo Kante phase, not
the Paul Pogba phase, not the fucking straightened hair.
Quiff.
Or the straightened hair or the quiff or the blonde hair. But once he started wearing like, I remember seeing him come into the grid, and I remember he started wearing like Cuban chains. Like massive,
his niggas in Paris phase.
I remember
that phase.
That phase.
Phase.
Bro, I remember, like he was wearing a Jesus piece.
Yeah.
Like, I was like, bro, this guy. I've never seen an F1 driver iced out, bro. Like this guy is so black as
so sick
right now.
Black. He sorry, it just broke my light. Cool.
That's okay.
Yeah, he's black. He's doing black and stuff. He's transcending what we see as black people. Like, how can we not like this guy?
It was incredible. And seeing him grow into that, and then obviously in 2020, seeing him grow into, you know, the voice of like civil rights, pushing the Black Lives Matter stuff to the front. And just seeing him grow into this man that was more than a sports person. Like, he was now this leader, this person who, and I think even in himself, I think it was cathartic for him being able to speak up about the things that he'd gone through in the sport, wanting the sport to be more aggressive and using what was happening outside of the sport and not having it be so much of a bubble from, you know, the things that are going on outside. And then to where we are now, like, I guess, icon, businessman, legend, transcending the sport, like I say, it girl of F1. Like, I think it girl of F1 is like perfect for Lewis. Like, there is just no one like him. There'll never be anyone like him. I just think, it was incredible performance this weekend. How do you feel about, like, I guess, how do you feel about Mercedes now, I guess? You know, like, I saw your tweets popping up. How do you feel about Mercedes?
So, in reference to the tweets, I would like to openly apologize to the admin of Mercedes News. I didn't realize.
You're tweeting the Mercedes News account. You fucking... What a fucking idiot.
Everything's got these official ticks now.
Sorry, Auntie.
I'm so sorry. I didn't realize that you guys weren't an official page. I'm sorry I told you. No.
Wow.
But I encouraged the whole. I feel like loads of people just followed my lead and started telling them to fuck off. And I was like, piss off. Yeah. My dad saw that tweet as well. Sent it to me this morning, actually. My dad. Yeah.
Actually, you know what? I can't believe you. Cannot believe you.
The ghetto. The ghetto.
Yeah.
That is going to be Ferrari news in like 1 week's time. Like,
I was actually going to ask them that. Like, are you planning on changing? Because then I will apologize. If you're not planning on changing, then I'm keeping my tweets. To be fair, I stand on what I said. Anyone can catch these hands.
What did you say to them out of interest?
Piss off, respectfully.
Wow.
They tweeted, like, at Ferrari, take care of him. And I quote retweeted it. Yeah, and I put piss off, respect. Because I thought it was Mercedes. So I was like, no, piss off.
Do you know what, though?
Yeah.
I can understand it. I guess, did you see the the conversations around the campaign the goodbye video and kind of slogan campaign that they did, where the thing was based around like every dream needs a team. And they had the video with, you know, that's the best Stormzy has sounded for years. But can I just say, like, that's what Stormzy's for. Like, do you know what I mean? That song's praise music. Like, all of that, yeah. Inspirational, uplifting. Like, do you know how people used to talk about, like, they don't play Kendrick in the club? Like, that's what they should say about, like, Big Mike. But when he gets in his little, like, church bag, oh my God.
Blinded by the Light music.
Yeah. Blinded by Your Grace. Blinded by the Lights is a song by the Streets about taking a pill in a nightclub. That is about ecstasy.
Lights are blinding my eyes.
People pushing by. If you haven't heard that song,
and one of my favorite albums, by the way,
Grand Day Come Free.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's great. Yeah, one of my favorite albums as well. Yeah. That video, yes, every dream needs a team, and obviously, people have pushed back on that. Lewis actually took it off his halo, saying that it was distracting him. But obviously, George kept his on. He said he was fine. Obviously, like there's a height difference, maybe, so maybe. But the halo's there, so it's not made the halo go away. But I think that perfectly sums up how botched this goodbye has been for Lewis. How do you feel about the, I'll get into how I feel, but how do you feel about the slogan, every dream needs a team, to celebrate, I guess, someone leaving who is...
I don't know, with the copywriter, was it not easy? The first thing I would have said is goodbye, Lewis. Farewell, Lewis. Thank you, Lewis. I don't understand why we went making a team effort, do you know what I mean?
Apparently behind the steering wheel.
Fine, honestly. Do you know what I mean?
Around the dashboard of the cockpit. So it was distracting him. Yeah, I think Rosberg was even I don't know about this, this is about Lewis. It's about Rosberg was deep in his Lewis bag this weekend.
Nico used to be my favorite, turned to be one of the villains, stopped being one of my favorites, and then has now become one of my favorites all over again. Nico's presence.
Oh, Nico.
I love that guy. I love Nico. I love him again.
You know that meme of Gordon Ramsay, where he's finally some good fucking food. Oh my God. It's like we've been starved. I have to listen to Jensen Button and Danica
Patrick.
What's her name?
Danica Patrick.
You like Danica Patrick?
I did actually call her Danica Patrick, actually.
Why do you read people's names? And they're all one word all the time?
I know what you're referencing. Stop it right now, because that's my girl, okay? We're friends now. Okay?
Anyway, yes, it's just really good. He said it should have been every team needs a hero. I know what they're trying to do, because yes, it is the parting of ways of two people, right? But celebrate Lewis, celebrate this guy that has brought so much to you. James Vowell said, Lewis made me the man I am today. Chauvelin was the way that this guy came into the team, we owe so much to Lewis. Bono's walking around in Lewis's double denim like an out-of-shape Justin Timberlake for the 90s. Do you see that? She's nodding. So, they love this guy. They love this guy. So for them to for me, I just thought it was so disrespectful to have a slogan that is about the team. It's just one weekend. We've had hardly any of it the whole year. You've hardly celebrated this driver. You've put his image and confidence into the fucking dirt with this piece of shit car that you've given him. One weekend, can you not just hype him up and let him, uplift him? But you know what they're doing? They've done forever. They're riding on his motherfucking coattails, trying to get some more, to squeeze as much of that sponsorship and marketability out. Oh my God, that was a crazy double wrist action there. I was just I was trying to ring.
Oh, you did the double. That's crazy.
3000.
I hope somebody clips that and puts that on.
Well, look, they'll see the tech is fucking perfect. Don't piss me off.
Make that into a GIF.
Flustered. So yeah, coming from you, by the way. So last week. So yeah. So yeah, I just think I thought it was disrespectful, and I'm glad he took it off. To be honest, glad he took it off. But anyway, off to Ferrari he goes. Arrivederci, and I can't remember what hello is in Italian.
Bonsoir, no.
That is good night in French. I think it's bienvenue. Is that like, I can't remember, but anything, something like that. And I'm gonna hello.
Buongiorno.
Buongiorno. Buongiorno. Buongiorno. So, yeah, that'll be good. I'm looking forward to that. Lewis at Ferrari, and we'll talk about that in later weeks. Tandy, the girls were fighting this weekend. The girls were fighting. Did you see what George Russell had to say about Max Verstappen?
I did see what he said about. Sorry,
that's okay.
I did see what was said between the meal. But was anything else said after?
No. So before that, so on Friday, when George was like, he's a bully. If Massey was around in 21, he would be he'd be fearing for his life. People don't want to stand up to Max. I'm going to stand up to him. George came out like double-barreled shotgun. He said, I'm not having it. I'm not having it. He looked like he had tears in his eyes at one point. I mean, it was crazy. I guess George versus Max next season could be a very, very cool thing to happen. How do you see that turning into a rivalry? Do you see that turning into something to feed the families?
I don't think those two have ever actually liked each other, to be fair, guys. I think it was written on the wall from a very long time, even into George entering motorsport, down to George writing those tweets back in Lewis. Yeah. They've never really liked each other, so it's just kind of been one of those things that's been waiting to happen.
Yeah.
Whose side do you have?
Me, I'm on George's side every fucking time.
Yeah,
Don't piss me off, bro.
I'm on George's side too. I'm on George's side. I support Brits.
British bias.
Yeah. British
That's what
bias,
we're doing right now. God save the king in them, man.
Yeah. Beans on post Twitter, we move.
Do you know what I mean? Cup of tea. Gloomy afternoons.
PG tips. Keeping to the left on the escalator.
Right?
Yeah.
Fucking hell.
Fucking lollipop man Twitter. Let's go.
Let's go. Let's go. Hey, Brexit means Brexit. Okay? I've got no issue with what George said at all. I think everything he said is factually correct. I think if someone says, I'm going to put your head in the fucking wall, and then comes out when you're on a plane home, or you're on a plane to the other, to another city, but then they're there in the press conference oh, this guy, I don't like how he is. He's two-faced. He's this, he's that. You haven't even got right of reply for another week. Someone's calling you a bitch, respectfully. Someone's calling you a bitch.
Called you a bitch.
You're on a fucking PJ. You're getting tweets you're getting Wi-Fi on your PJ. Yeah. People you know that what's that fucking meme from Succession where the emails are just coming through
he's going
that's George's phone.
Yeah.
So imagine George, stickler for the rules, doesn't think he's done anything wrong. All he's done is go in and defend himself as to why he nearly crashed into the back of a man going 20 seconds lower on the inside of the fucking circuit for no reason. He comes out, someone calls him a bitch. if I'm George, of course I'm opening to it. And especially after this person who called me a bitch threatened to physically harm me in a motor race.
But the thing is about George isn't like all the other drivers on the grid.
No.
George will press charges. He's a Karen. He's not using his fists. He's not using social media. I'm going to press charges. I'm telling. George is writing a strongly worded letter.
He's
writing a statement.
Right. Where do you think that statement to Ben Sulayem came from? Everyone was like, yes, this is great. Who do you think wrote that bitch?
Exactly. Who copywrote it, said, could everyone please make sure you sign the statement? Who put it in the WhatsApp group? Hi, guys. Just a reminder.
Google document. Live editing. You think this guy is going to take someone calling him a bitch while he's on the PJ?
I'm so on George's side.
You know what? Yeah, it's what I hate about Verstappen fans, bro. These men are just like, he's so straight talking. We just love his honesty. My guy can't even hack getting outmaneuvered by a Karen in the steward's room. Your guy has not got the facilities for George Russell, bro. It's got
greedy.
It's got no composure. No composure. So yeah, I'm with George all day on that one. Don't piss me off. Quickly, your boy Lando secured the win. Great performance. Max Verstappen.
Go on.
Did you see the first lap incident with Max Verstappen and Oscar Piastri?
I did, and that's why I was gonna go straight into. Oscar Piastri, you are truly your mother's child. Being the mother. Oscar Piastri, you sassy little bitch. Oh, Oscar. He makes me so proud every day. We didn't really talk about it the other day. From last week, there's a clip of Oscar basically pushing away. What's his name? Ben. Ben Sulayem's trying to get his hand, and he's just like, get the fuck off.
Unhand me! You know where that Denzel and Jamie Foxx leave? He's like, get your hands off me.
Get your hands off me. I love that kid. What a pleasure to be around. What a pleasure to stand. I love that kid.
Honestly, when he came on the radio and it was like, move of a world champion.
Champion.
That's how you clear a bitch. Honestly.
That is how you tell a bitch where they stand and where you stand about that bitch.
You know what I mean?
Because you is the bitch.
Right. And that bitch could never. Could never. Period.
36.5 party girl. Let's go. He loves it. He does. He loves it.
Look, the thing is, this is what I'm talking about, Max Verstappen's composure, yeah? How have you got less composure than a fucking toddler? This guy's a toddler. You've crashed into him. You've ruined his race. He's the one who's actually got something to fight for with the championship.
Yeah.
You've knocked him back to the bag.
Right.
This guy's staying calm. You know what? Move of a world champion. I've said what I needed to say, but it's not. It's understated. It's fucking, you know what I mean? Verstappen comes on the radio. Swear. Maybe next time they give me 20 seconds. You are so immature.
Which makes me question his parenting style. Sorry, I said we weren't going to be mean about it.
You said we weren't.
I said we weren't. Okay, let me not.
You said what? Because that's a beautiful baby that's going to be brought into the world. That's a beautiful baby.
A child's a blessing.
You know, and we don't want that child to go back and my favorite podcast, Quick Stop F1. What were they talking about? When the day that I got announced to the world, and we're like, oh, this is going to be a really bad childhood because, his dad's a prick, respectfully. We can't say that.
Yeah.
I can't say that. So good luck to that kid. Thoughts and prayers to everyone involved.
A child is a blessing from God.
A child is a blessing. I am not oppressed. I am blessed.
I am not oppressed.
I am blessed. Blessed. Blessings.
There you go.
Blessings upon blessings. Anyway. Max Verstappen, yeah. You know, I just like, you're 4 championships deep. You're in your mid-20s now.
Yeah.
Like, when is this going to stop? Like, when are you just going to stop being so offended by everything that happens to you?
Yeah.
And start taking some fucking accountability. You're not an accountability king. That's my issue. Just be an accountability king. Sometimes it's your fault. And there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with it. You know what? Just say, you know what? I fucked up.
You know what? As an accountability queen.
Yeah. Not many of you around, respectfully.
Not many of us around. I apologize. I take accountability.
Yeah.
Take a step out of my book. Admit when you are wrong.
Right. Follow Tandy's lead, you know?
There you go.
Fucking hell. Madness. But obviously, so with Oscar kind of knocked out of contention to score big points, it was down to Lando to secure the championship for McLaren, and he did really well. And I really hope he takes this form into next year. And I hope McLaren take this form into next year, and we kind of see them, like I say, grow from fumbling around together in bushes to, you know, booking hotels with each other and so forth.
I mean, it's one of those things, though. I feel like with Lando, it's almost like when you're learning to drive, like
as you
master the clutch.
Tales from the L plates. Let's hear it.
You master the clutch, you get past third gear, and then the more lessons you do, you're like, oh, I can do this. I can go clutch up, you know, gear 2, gear 1, slow. But after this Christmas break now, he's gonna come back, and I'm just gonna have to teach him everything again.
Right. Do you reckon he's just gonna stay? He's not gonna progress past. He's not gonna be able to parallel park.
He has to, bro. Like,
yeah, he has to.
As much as I hope he keeps this good streak going, with Lando, he tends to forget. So
it's all in his head. You know, I think he knows that. We know that. The only person, if McLaren give Lando Norris the car to win a championship, the only person that will stop Lando Norris is Lando Norris. It's his own head. It's this fucking hearing him like back Max over George this weekend was just like, how are you kissing the ass of the guy kissing the ass of the guy who has embarrassed you this year? He's beating you in a car which they're saying this is the greatest championship of all time because Max Verstappen has won the championship in the third fastest car, and he's beaten the guy in the first fastest car. The guy in the first fastest car is you, Lando. It's you. People are laughing at you. And you're here doing key. You want to go paddle with this fucking guy? You want to defend him? You want to say Max ain't that bad? You should be getting jabs in now. Look at this guy. He's got no composure. Get under his skin. Do something to upset him.
Oscar had the right head on him, to be fair. And that's why Oscar's got the right head on him.
Exactly. Lando doesn't. And I think that's going to be the thing. The problem with Oscar is, let's say McLaren are the fastest team. Let's say they're like Mercedes 2014. I don't think they're going to be, well, let's say they are, like they're the quickest team by like a second, right? And it's Oscar versus Lando every week. I just think Oscar is too up and down I think Oscar's too up and down in qualifying, and he can make mistakes in qualifying, which means he's further back down the grid. So that would not be good for a championship fight. But I feel like Lando makes mistakes in the race, getting off the line, making mistakes and, going off, making mistakes in the race. So how they would balance themselves out over the course of a season, I think, also, I think Lando's tyre management is a lot better than Oscar's. So I still think, I think I got absolutely, when I said like people like Oscar Piastri is going to beat Lando Norris next year, I think people were saying to me like, I said, I said Lando's going to be first. People are like, no way. And I just don't think if Lando's not ready yet, I don't think Oscar's ready yet, but he will put up a great fight.
Oscar's not ready yet. Oscar's not ready yet.
No. Okay, let's do stars of the day. I actually forgot to put the tweet out, sorry. So
we'll just say our own personal stars.
Yeah, who was your personal star of the day?
I'm just going to have to give it to Lewis.
Yeah.
I think we both agree that we're just going to give this to Lewis. There's no other star that should be there.
I'm going to give it to Forza Ferrari 2025 teammate Charles Leclerc. What was it? Fucking 18th to 2nd?
You're such a bum lick. Look at him already bum licking.
Look.
Trying to make sure that he gets the comfiest bed when we all move in.
I want the biggest room in Enzo Ferrari's house. Okay. I want the room that's been, I want the side of the house that's been remodeled. You lot can keep the one that hasn't. 19th to 3rd from Charles Leclerc. Really good performance. I think I'm so excited and curious to see Lewis and Charles next season. Like, Ferrari are going to break the fucking internet every week with the content they put out with Charles and Lewis. Like, they have literally the two most Instagrammable drivers on the fucking grid. In the world. In the world. Yes. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, literally the two most marketable drivers in the world. Like, and they get along and like they look great and like, and it's just like I said, like the things that we're going to see that are going to break the internet, which are in any other case mundane. Fucking Lewis's first like overalls pick, the fucking red suit, them two together in a red suit. Lewis's first fucking test. Lewis's first tour around the factory with Charles. Like their first ice bath video is going to go like triple. It's gonna go triple diamond up in my room. Like, honest to God, like I'm scared for the waterpad fan fictions that are coming next season. Like, it is about to get. There's gonna be like. There's a meeting in my room. Sorry. Oh my God. Focus. Focus. Like, yeah, I mean, like, Fashion Week, like, imagine like Lewis at Milan Fashion Week and, Lewis and Charles at Milan Fashion Week and, all of these things. So I just think, yeah, it's going to be incredible. Donkey of the day. Whoever didn't pick Yuki Tsunoda for that fucking seat. Whoever fumbled Yuki. It's really hard for someone to explain to me logically why you would put Liam Lawson in that car. In that fucking car. Over Yuki Tsunoda. Like, this is where I'm starting to think that it's actually a personal thing. It must be a personal thing because there's no Liam Lawson versus Yuki Tsunoda. Like, what are we doing here? Like, what are we doing here? Like, I hate to bring out the R word, but like it feels a little racist, bro. Like it just feels like. Do we have any Asian listeners? Do you guys feel offended? Do you guys feel it's giving R word? Like, do let us know because.
We've got your back.
I like doing like if you want to ride out, I'm riding out.
Yeah, we ride at dawn. Do you know what I mean?
Doing. Like, I've got the shotgun ready.
I've got the blicky ready.
Right. But I'm not gonna bust off unless you tell me to.
Okay, cool.
If you tell me to, then don't piss me off. Huh?
Here you go.
But I don't want to bust it off. Do you know what I mean? Like irresponsibly. I want to give you guys autonomy on that. And
you let us know.
Right?
Right.
So I just feel, I just can't see a reason. You have a team where the junior drivers, whoever's better at that team, if there's someone from the top team that doesn't get into that team, then you put the one who's doing better from that team into that team, see how he goes, and go from there. Yuki's dusted like 3 different people in that team and not been able to take the step up. And at that point, it's like, why even keep him around? Like,
right.
Just get rid of Yuki and put another youth driver in there against Lawson.
Right.
And see how Lawson fares. You know what I mean? Like, if Yuki's not the standard that he's already...
Who is?
Then who is?
Who is?
Who is?
That's the real...
It's not Liam. I'll tell you that for free.
Even Liam doesn't believe it's him.
Hey, of course not. Only Liam I acknowledge is Gallagher, bruv. Give a fuck about fucking Liam Lawson. Do you know what I mean?
I'm trying to think of another Liam that I acknowledge.
The other one I thought of is not around anymore, so we can't say it. Because some stuff came out about him.
My days. That was even worse than my freaking Money Cash Hose comment, okay?
I didn't say it. I didn't.
Bar for bar. No, we've gone bar for bar.
I don't think so.
Cancel for cancel.
I don't think we've got machine for machine at all.
Cancel. To be fair, I'm surprised nobody cancelled us after them Netherlands comments from last week. You guys must have missed them.
Oh, shit. Yeah. No, those ones were... well, it was all facts. Anyway, so yeah. I don't get it with Yuki. But look, end of the season, goodbyes are to be had. You know what? I was looking at a very popular Twitter thread this weekend about Mexicans.
Okay.
There were a lot of Mexicans.
Built like a Mexican one?
That's the one.
Right.
It was just my timeline. I didn't...
I know where it's going, but...
It reminded me of Sergio Perez, obviously.
What's wrong with you? What is... The correlation was not correlated.
Because his cheeks! Get him out of here! He's gone.
I've spent the whole week just tweeting Sergio. He hasn't responded yet.
You really have been at his neck. Like, you've really been at his neck. I really love that about him. What's resorted? Like, what has finally led you to just be like, you know what? I'm getting at him today. Like, why?
Mainly unemployment. Had enough. No, I'm not unemployed.
The ghetto.
Unemployment. Why not? Yeah, like I like to round my year off, you know. I don't like to end things without you knowing how I feel about you. So
you know, like the year's ending, and if we've had beef, there's enough time for you to apologize.
No, if we had beef, there's enough time for me to remind you that the beef is still there.
Everlasting.
And might even transcend into next year.
Yeah, it carries on.
Yeah, and he hasn't answered my question. And as you know, if I ask you a question,
I need an answer.
I'm going to keep asking until I get the answer.
Yeah, for sure. No, Sergio, farewell, my friend. If he's in that seat next year, honestly, like, he must have the fucking... He's the one who leaked the hard drive of Christian's nudes, bruv.
I've heard people say that there is a conspiracy involved, right?
Yes. There's an organized crime element involved.
There's an organized crime element involved.
We don't know which nationality.
And there's money. There's no nationality that's been specified. Yeah. There is money.
There's money.
On the line.
Yes. Look, we all know Sergio Perez has massive sponsorships, which bring a lot of money to Red Bull. And obviously, wherever he goes, he takes a lot of money with him. So, obviously, it's too late now for him to get a drive somewhere else. And I don't think anyone would take him on at this point, to be honest. I think Sergio Perez would be great in IndyCar.
Yeah, I was going to say IndyCar, he'd do well because then he'd bring the Hispanic.
Oh my God. Like, he would smash it in IndyCar.
Yeah, I think he'd be so sick at IndyCar, actually. That's actually where he could go. Is that where, what's his name went? I've forgotten his name.
Who? K-Mag? No.
Not even K-Mag. Never mind.
Bottas? No.
Bottas hasn't been confirmed. But I do believe on the subject of Bottas that man is like herpes. You can never actually really get rid of him.
Right. Well, it seems like Mercedes has contracted that because he's going to be their reserve driver.
Yeah, there you go. And he knew that. Like, a cold sore appears and it's gone.
And that's the thing.
But it will be back.
You think... You know, your partner leaves, you know, you've been raw dogging that person for fucking years. They leave, you think you're fine, and they come back years later. Spot appears, you know? Oh, that's where it's come from. Valtteri Bottas.
I am absolutely shocked.
You started that. You started that. You literally started that.
Cold sore. You mentioned the partner.
How'd you get that? It fucking comes out of nowhere. It's the fucking herpes fairy just comes down.
You can get a cold sore as a child. I got a cold sore as a child.
Oh, we're not talking like fucking. No,
we've been talking too much about STIs on this episode.
No, I fucked up. My bad. Sorry.
Anyway.
My bad.
But yeah. Valtteri knew he was always going to come back, and that's why he was smiling and wearing the 12 t-shirts at dinner.
Was he wearing a dinner?
At dinner, the man was wearing a t-shirt that said, let me see if I can find who's uploaded the picture of the Lewis dinner. So Valtteri's t-shirt said, "What next?"
Oh yeah, that's his whole thing, isn't it? That's his slogan. Yeah, right? You know what? Yeah, he is for everyone out there that doesn't think like they are enough, that doesn't think that what they have to contribute to the world because they look at other people and look at their lives. Like, look, don't look at other people's lives. Do you know what I mean? They're on universal credit, trying to say like that they don't want. You've seen the new AD video?
I've heard about this one, but I haven't been on the timeline.
Yeah, no, it's hilarious. Anyway, don't look at
the one where don't look at other people's lives because you could be shagging a married man.
Yeah.
And then get you pregnant.
Yeah, exactly.
For a green card.
Yeah, exactly. But Valtteri Bottas is like so cool what he's done in just like embracing himself and marketing himself. And if he's a bit weird, he's a bit weird. And if he's like, if you told me in fucking 2017, 18, 19 that there'd be people walking around circuits with like Valtteri Bottas mullets and like fucking people buying Valtteri Bottas prints of his ass, like I would literally say like
people are doing that.
Well, yeah, but they are because they love him. They love that about him. And I think a lot of people try and make themselves into something that they're not because they think they need to fit in. Look, if we'd done that, we'd just be like a run-of-the-mill podcast we'd have a bunch of fucking, we'd be an impartial podcast. Why are you guys not impartial? Where's the impartiality?
You guys are so funny. I like my suit, guys.
This is still a podcast, and you should have some journalistic integrity. Someone dick.
Fuck journalistic integrity, bro.
Bro.
I'm NCTJ accredited, thank you very much.
Yeah. Look how far that's, in. She doesn't give a fuck about that thing.
Look how far I am now.
She's on there fucking spewing lies and misinformation every day.
There you go.
Cool. Anyway, that's that.
That's that.
We'll continue to go on sale for a few more days. For the live show, I have been scouring the internet for decorations, crackers, like drinks. I've pledged DJs, no dead
drinks in my cup.
Pardon?
I just said drinks in my cup.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Who sang that?
Coco Bangs.
Coco Bangs, yeah.
It could have also been T-Pain.
Yeah, no, I was thinking about the first one, yeah. The other day I was like, oof. Bring me back. And yeah, we're really excited to have you guys down there. So if you have come through, I can't wait to celebrate with you guys who've bought tickets. Thank you so much. And yeah, like, what a year. What a
year.
What a year it's been. Jesus Christ. I can't believe we're still here. Can't believe we're not cancelled. Can't believe you guys still rock with us. Can't believe we made it to 5,000 subscribers. Jesus Christ. Thank you so much for all of you who support us, who messaged us when we went away, who tune in every week, who keep us on point when some of us say things on Twitter that you don't agree with. Still hurts. Yeah, just thank you. Thank you to everyone. We'll be here obviously over the winter break. And we'll try and get an episode out for Christmas, obviously, as is tradition. And yeah, I hope you guys have enjoyed this season. I have. From what I thought it was going to be, you know what? Just getting to have Silverstone, to be honest. Like, we needed that. We fucking needed that. So anyway, thank you. Thank you everyone for watching. Like, subscribe, all of them things there. If you're here, you probably have already anyway. So, do you know what I mean? Tandy, any more? You're on mute, dickhead.
Justice for Yuki Tsunoda.
Justice for Yuki. Free Yuki, man.
Free Yuki.
Bang down your doors.
Yeah, I will be back with better lighting. See you all at the live show. And shout out Tasha and Chris.
Shout out Tasha and Chris every time.
Yeah, man.
Every
time.
Would not work without them. Shout out Monoplaza.
Monoplaza. Shout out him.
To you. Thank you for the
shout on Blue Sky. I caught that.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, I caught that.
I did not. But shout out for that one. I saw it on Twitter, but thank you for the Blue Sky mention. Thank you for joining Tasha on the Saturday show. Thank you to Paris. For kind of coming into the family as well. Absolutely incredible addition. Yeah, just thank you. I feel very grateful today. I felt grateful the whole day. So thank you, genuinely, to everyone. You are great. I'm going to go have some food.
Good.
Yeah, that's it. That's it from us. So remember, no matter what life throws at... Oh, keeping on the black stuff with the black nails. Ooh. Take care, boys. Goodbye. Take care, boys. Bye. Look, mate, if you've got this far, clearly you like what we do. So here's a link to subscribe to the Quick Stop F1 family. Give that a click. And here's another link to some more cool on our channel. Sorry, cool stuff. And remember, no matter what happens, keep it on the black stuff. Click the stuff. Click the links. Click the links. Click the links. There. They're there.